What's good? Welcome back to the Pop Off Podcast, a conversation about spits, swallows, and popcorn picks. I'm your host, Ralph Compiano, and I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, Mike Cerrone, who will be joining me next week for the first song draft of February. We're doing Machine Gun Kelly, and we are joined by the co-host of Rent Money, which should be coming back here pretty soon, hopefully. Hopefully they're diving into some golf. Jack Turner, a.k.a. Rackburner, a.k.a. Run It Back Jones, and also the co-host of the Box Out Boys, Skylar Reesberg. Today he's listed as Jared McCain, hashtag Duke in the T-Pop. Start with you, Cerrone. How are you? It's been 24 hours since we last spoke. What's new in the world of Cerrone?
I was going to say, it hasn't been that long. God, what did I do today? Absolutely nothing. You haven't really missed much. Nothing's changed. I'm curious. Wait, do you guys bet on golf? Do you guys going to give me some golf picks?
I like to bet on
not
golf.
a big golf.
Casual bet on golf. Big top 10 guy. Top 10s, top 20s. Then you get the whole 4-day effect. I actually had a real shit show last weekend. Scotty was tied for 10th since it was a dead heat bet. I lost my money on that one. Was refreshing the app a few times. Couldn't figure that one out. Ralph, what do you do?
Waste management.
I had parlay for top 5.
Yeah, top 5.
Thigala
I had
and
Thigala and Scheffler, and I just looked at Thigala. I was like, this guy's not gonna win it, but he's gonna finish towards the top because he is the kind of parents that he doesn't want to disappoint, but he's not gonna make them too happy. I just don't see him winning. I said some other things that I'm not going to say on a podcast.
Poor guy.
I really liked how he played. He looked like he was going to choke there for a second, and then Scotty just always seems like he's top 5, top 6, especially at Waste Management. He's won the last 2 years, I think. So, yeah, it was fun. I made some money off of it. But Berg, you guys recorded last night. We released your episode today, but you didn't get a chance to talk about Iowa State and Houston, the actual game. What did you see in that game? Because, this isn't, our college basketball show, Box Out Boys is, but I watched that game. I'm curious what you guys thought of it.
As an Iowa State fan, I think I'm always ready to see that team crumble because they're just historically not elite at all. They're a team where the more hope you have in that team, the more they're going to let you down. And so I've been having hope, and they keep winning. And so going into this game, it was Houston's to win. They were going to win the whole time. But I just wanted to see Iowa State put up a fight. I think they did. I was impressed with them defensively. Just think, typical story with Iowa State. Just need that offense to pick up. Just need them to not fold under pressure, stay a little more calm. But I think I'm walking away a little optimistic towards March, though. I liked what I saw from them. It was a competitive, hostile environment.
A lot of Cyclone fans saying good loss. A bit of a loser's mentality there, but I would say, hey, they already took Houston at home. Houston was ready to get them back. The crowd was fired up. I haven't watched a lot of Iowa State this year, but who was jumping off the screen as just most improved player in college basketball? Bobby Jones. This dude used to not be able to even get on the court. Now I see him just working hard on defense, getting rebounds, running the floor. Big Bobby Jones fan.
Yeah, he was
TJ Otts figured something out with him where he used to play a little more minutes than he should have, and now they put him in for 3-4 minute spurts. They call it Rob Jones, hype man Rob Jones. He's going to get the crowd going. I don't know where the heck they got that from because that's not who he is to me. He gets in there for 2-3 spurts, and he'll make some buckets, but you don't want to see that man at the free throw line.
No, they couldn't shoot free throws.
Clear with the new mic.
Yeah, he does sound good.
Wow.
He sounds really good. He should be proud too.
I feel so good.
Yeah, you sounded like dog shit on Box Out Boys last week, so this is a huge step. You're honestly the Bobby Jones of the podcast network, where last year it might not have been the brightest of times, but now it's looking up. You're our rim runner.
Turned a big corner.
He's just kind of like the stereotypical big. I liked him too. I liked Gilbert a lot. His jump shot's really pretty. But it was just a defensive warfare for the first half. Nobody could get a bucket. And then the second half, they were stringing together buckets. It was pretty impressive.
Is Bobby Jones black or white?
Oh, he's black.
He's pretty black.
Light skin.
I was going to say it's way cooler if he's black.
Ralph, you're starting the week or starting the pod with Waste Management Open. There was another sporting event that happened that weekend as well. Reesberg, give me your 5 minutes after the Kansas City Chiefs repeated as Super Bowl champions.
Oh, we haven't even talked about
We didn't talk about it. I thought we were going to skate by.
I thought it was over.
We literally
I thought we had a bye week. Oh my god.
We had a bye week.
Right,
we didn't talk about it.
I gotta go to the bathroom real quick.
I should have put it above Turner. That's like I thought that we were going to be able to skate by it. That's why I went to you first, Cerrone. That on the intro, I was like, we'll just go right through it. I didn't even realize that we haven't done a pod yet because we took a bye week. Jesus Christ. You know what? Take this moment, squeeze it. This is all you get until next season. Fine. That's fine.
I just want to know.
Yeah, I'll give you my rundown on
the
5 minutes. So after the Super Bowl, I mean, exhilarating. We were all watching. I was with a few I was with a few Chiefs fans, and one was definitely in that mentality I was in. You know, this is the most nerve-wracking drive. We do believe, but also like you don't know. This is the whole season on the line here. And then they won. And I was immediately overcome with all the joy and, gratitude, greatness, just all the feelings that come with winning a Super Bowl. And I looked around, was jumping up, and nobody was there to support me. Everybody I was watching with was super sad. I was like arms out, walking around the party like, is anybody going to give me a hug? Like, no hugs. And so I booked it out of there.
There was no lady friends? No Chiefs?
No, fans? They were just they didn't know what was going on. I blacked out. So maybe somebody was offering a hug, but no, they weren't. So I booked it to the local Chiefs bar. Yeah.
Nice.
There was a guy walking around with a little tomahawk drum, like a little replica that they have in the Chiefs stadium. I beat that shit for a little bit and then carried on with my night. Did. Had a great night.
God damn it.
This is pretty funny. So during had a little Super Bowl party, during overtime, the 49ers come down, kick their field goal. Buddy, I had just met him that night. Buddy stands up, his girlfriend was there too. Guess she was ready to go. Middle of overtime, stood up, left the party. Just a bunch of perturbed people looking around like, are these guys for real? What's going on here?
Big word.
A lot of NPCs going on out there at that Super Bowl party. But I don't know. What would you do if you were asked to leave like during overtime?
No, babe. Sorry. Like it's the fucking
this
Super
guy
Bowl.
Left it. Was he a Chiefs fan? Was he a Steelers fan?
Just a bum.
I mean, yeah. Is he a football fan? Like who the fuck is this guy?
I got a text from Hada like 4 days later. I'm still pissed off.
Wait, is he your? Was it at your place? Was it like you, Clark, Ross, the boys?
This was at Topping's place.
Okay.
It sounds like a Topping guy. This guy was gluten free, wasn't he?
There's a lot. I mean, there's things said weeks later.
This guy sounds like he gets dressed sock shoe.
No, he just has a lot of knee problems. Otherwise, he's a good guy.
Yeah. He also likes unfrosted Pop-Tarts.
Hado didn't leave. Hado has the knee problems. No, we're talking about some random guy and his girlfriend. Where apparently, so like, was he like, no, I don't want to leave, and he's just a bitch, and she dragged him out, or was it like a mutual thing, like, yeah, let's get out of here?
A couple days later, I'm still fuming about that kid dipping out right before Casey started their final drive. You gotta check your lady and let her know the deal.
Disrespect is unbelievable.
He said, "This is coming from Hado. I feel ashamed for even having made small talk with him."
We gotta find this kid, get him on the pod.
I mean, that was like it wasn't even the big Chiefs win or overtime. That wasn't the lasting discussion that came out of that party. Was what is this guy's deal?
So did that dilute your experience, Turner, or were you like just raging after that?
No, it was pretty electric. I'm like Breesburg. I get pretty nervous. Everybody's saying Mahomes. They expect him to go down and win. And on one level, sure, like we've seen it happen a lot of times. But on the other level, like Reese said,
just a couple.
You're a play away. From it being over. Yeah, confetti falling. Took the L. So I don't know. I've been basking in it for a while. Just consuming as much content as I can. So it's been good shit.
Yeah.
I wonder what that's like.
Me and Ralph made some money.
We did. We made money on it. So like it wasn't bad, but it wasn't like the greatest. I didn't feel good about making that money.
No, I got a plus. So we did the under and Chiefs money line, and then I took MVS anytime touchdown for plus 430, and that cash. So I was going crazy. Yeah, we took. I think we just took Chiefs money line, then we took the under with a couple points. But it still hit even in OT because it was. I mean, what was it, 10-0 at half? So yeah, it was a little bit bittersweet. We were at a party with, or Ralph wasn't. Ralph was at fucking Kurt's house, but they know this kid in Arizona who runs like a whole sports book. So I mean, this house, like, I mean, dude, my unit of gambling is like $20. I was with like 20 kids who each had like $1,000 on the Chiefs, and then the whole guy who runs the book had like 8 racks on the Chiefs. So when they threw that fucking, oh my God, there was tables got broke. He jumped in the pool fully clothed. Me and Connor are going crazy because we both, hate the Chiefs. We had money on them. So yeah, it was. It turned out to be, one of the shittiest Super Bowls turned into after that second half. I mean, you can't ask for much more out of a football game. I feel like even for San Fran to in OT kick a field goal and score, and then them to just one up. I mean, it's just kind of like, yeah, I was pumped. At least it was a great Super Bowl. So
yeah, great Super Bowl.
Yeah, now it's over.
And then it's over, and perfect time to showcase the NBA. What did they put out there? The All-Star game. That piece of shit. Oh,
we already talked about it. Nobody cares. It was terrible. I hope you guys listened to the episode because we had some fixes on it that I thought were pretty good, pretty entertaining. So if you guys wanted to listen to, I mean, if just like a quick pitch, essentially what I did was 3 alternatives for the actual game style and then 3 incentives for it as well. And the 3 incentives were the loser would have had to stay in Indianapolis for the rest of the weekend instead of being able to go to the Bahamas. Put a bunch of bad bitches courtside like Lori Harvey, Sydney Sweeney, Kim K, Megan Fox, etc.
All their ex-girlfriends.
That's going to get everybody fired up. Ex-girlfriends is a good way to do it. We pitched a Royal Rumble, so it starts out as 1-on-1, develops into 2-on-2 until it's finally 12-on-12, which would have been, I think, actually, the more I've thought about it, that one's the most fun. But you can listen to the episode with Bordy if you want the full rundown of that. But we're here to
give me the one-on-ones.
Good tease.
We're here to swallow some shit and spit some shit, and then we have popcorn picks that we got to do too. So
yep, let's do it.
I actually want to start with swallow here. I have been very entertained the last couple of weeks, and I'm swallowing rappers turned TV creators. I think I suggested it to you guys, Mike. I watched it pretty much while we were in Arizona, Monday or Sunday night, whatever it was, after you had left. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the new Donald Glover vehicle, the not remake of the Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie movie, but almost reinvention of it. That is on Amazon Prime right now. And then the Vince Staples show on Netflix. Vince Staples, like, widely considered one of the funnier rappers. I know rappers aren't really, noted for being funny all the time, but essentially what the Vince Staples show is like Long Beach County meets Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's a riot. It's on Netflix right now. 5 episodes, 20-minute episodes. Just the Vince Staples show. That's literally what it's called. It's like his Seinfeld, essentially, except, ghetto. And it's a blast. So I'm swallowing those 2. Mr. and Mrs. Smith is, the first thing that he's really created since Atlanta. And it's easily my favorite show of the year so far. Probably, I'd say top like 15 all time, somewhere in that range. It's really, really good, really funny, great action, a great show for a couple to watch. So Turner, if you and Yaz are looking for a show to watch, it's a great one to watch together. It is a little bit intense and dramatic. There's some serious drama, like episodes 3, 4, and 5. Essentially, each episode is a different stage of a relationship. So you have the honeymoon phase in the first couple of episodes, and then it moves towards, like, are we going to have a kid? What do we want from each other? All this kind of stuff. And it's brilliant, man. I'm obsessed with the show. I'm kind of excited to rewatch it again.
Sorry, pause. Did you put this show in your top 15 already before it's done?
So I've rewatched episodes 1 and 2 since then. No, I've already finished it. It all came out at once, so you can binge it right now. Episodes 1 through 8.
You looked like your dog just died. You were like,
dude. I couldn't believe that Mr. and Mrs. Smith just jumped into top 15 all time.
Well, TV shows, it's probably like 30 Rock, honestly.
For Ralph, that's pretty valuable. That's a tough spot to get.
I mean, I've only seen so many TV shows, and I've seen so many bad ones.
Have you seen Vice Principals? That should
I have.
Be top 15.
It's ahead of Vice Principals for sure.
Have you seen
Righteous
Outer
Gemstones?
Banks?
That's a joke.
I've seen 2 episodes. I like Vice Principals. Danny McBride.
I'm a hater.
I tried Outer Banks. That I didn't even sniff the second episode.
Have you seen Stranger Things?
I
Couldn't do it
have.
for me.
That's also outside
I like
the top
Stranger
15.
Things.
Good show.
I think it
Great
deserves
first
a spot.
season.
Peaky Blinders?
Okay, so now we're
Oh, he
talking.
hasn't.
I mean, I
Have you seen
haven't.
Friends? All right, I'm done.
Okay, all right. We can't just keep naming.
Those are
But
my
yeah,
top
no,
three.
I encourage everybody watch Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Everybody and their mom has an Amazon Prime account, so it's a very easy watch. There's no reason you shouldn't at least give it a shot. I think the fits that Donald Glover is giving off, inspirational, dude. Like, I am about to just go on a shopping spree after watching this show. Originally, Phoebe Waller-Bridge from Fleabag was the co-creator of it, and they had some creative differences.
Oh, really?
Her and Donald Glover. So, yeah, they kind of had a work-husband relationship breakup, which is fascinating how different the show might have been with her in it. But I think that Maya Eskridge, who replaced her, is perfect for it. She's an Asian woman who I'd never seen before, and she's just brilliant. I mean, I can't speak highly enough about the show. 5 stars.
I feel like that might be one of the changes for the better. But I also got to ask, because we're talking about this show, did you get an email from Amazon Prime telling you to pull up for an exclusive preview of the episode 1 and 2?
I did not. No, I'm not that high up yet. Probably because I review
Jared
movies
McCain
and not TV
did.
shows. Jared McCain did?
Sure.
Yeah. They told me to pull up. They said come out.
Oh,
And
they
honestly,
told
they
you
said
to.
anybody. Yeah, they said anybody. Yeah, I'm Jared McCain today. They said anybody could pull up, but I just happened to get an email. I thought about it just because they sent me the email.
Well,
It's like they want me there. Like, okay.
I might have
feel
gotten the
wanted.
email. I just missed it then. I guess every Amazon
probably
Prime
did.
user got it, but I think that the marketing behind it has been really weak, and I wish that it was a week-by-week show like
think?
Succession. Yeah, I just
I
don't.
think a lot of
I don't see a lot of
reviews
conversation
it.
about it. I haven't
I haven't
talked
seen
with
anything
anybody
about
about
it.
it
not a lot of
one-on-one.
conversation, but
I'm glad that Phoebe Waller-Bridge isn't in it. I feel like she would be odd, casted across from Donald Glover and the energy he's bringing. But what are the odds? There's a Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and then there's a Phoebe Bridges, right?
Love Phoebe Bridgers. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
I
Bridgers.
can't believe that there's 2 Phoebe Bridges that are just going off at the same time in this world. That just
We got to find a way to get Phoebe Bridges to be Phoebe
good year to be
Bridges
Phoebe
Waller.
Bridges.
Get that
we
Waller
gotta
in
get
the
them
last
together.
part. Yeah.
I love Phoebe
the pod.
Bridgers too. She's great. But yeah, and then the Vince Staples show is on Netflix. Very easy watch. Not as romantically friendly, I don't think. I'm not sure if that's one you're gonna want to watch with your girlfriend. It's a very dude-heavy show. Very reminiscent of Curb and Seinfeld. Vince Staples is a genius. I mean, Turner, we love his music, but I think that you'll like the show too. If you like his Twitter page and him talking about
Big fish.
refreshing ice-cold Sprite and the Clippers, like this show's for you.
in like 6-minute Vince Staples interviews on YouTube.
Just the funniest things. Like he's the man.
Yeah,
all right,
he is great.
Something about
dry
those
humor.
West Coast rappers. Tyler, Vince, they're hilarious.
Schoolboy Q.
Or shit, not Odd
West
Future.
Side Long Beach.
Westside Long Beach, and he's like
North
referencing
Side
his music
Backyard.
too.
North
So
Side
he just
Long
plays
Beach.
Vince Staples in the show. So
Or
like
North Side
everybody
Long
knows him as Vince Staples. You know, he goes to a barbecue with his family. People are asking him for $1. All that stereotypical shit. Turner, what are you swallowing?
Yeah, I'm swallowing being 7'4". Huge year for being 7'4". You got Wimby starting to break out of his shell. Great all-star performance out of him. Just him being there, looking taller than everybody else.
So he tried to
pretty
sit in a plane.
pretty suave-looking dude for 7'4". We were having a conversation the other day how like once you get above 6'10", you're just kind of
Ugly.
gonna be probably hit. Yeah, just ugly-ass dude. And then at the same time, you got Zach Edey, 7'4" as well, running it up at Purdue right now. He's probably going to go back-to-back Player of the Year. Maybe Berg as the Box Out Boys guy. Would you say that Edey's still good chance winning Player of the Year?
There's no question. There's no debate. He's going
That's
back.
so
not pretty,
stupid. I completely
No, he's not
disagree with
pretty,
that.
though.
But
So that's, two guys averaging 20-10, controlling the defensive end of the floor, both 7'4". We haven't had a lot of individual 7'4" people in our lives, so the fact that they're both just going off, it's kind of, a little bit like Phoebe Waller-Bridge and Phoebe Bridgers.
7'4"?
Yeah.
Freaking
What the
unit
fuck,
out there.
man? What do his parents look like? I didn't get how that happened.
Dude,
man.
they're
I don't
two
understand how that happened.
5'4"
'Cause they're not 7'4".
little small people.
what
That just so what do we
No,
do?
you know how that
now?
happens?
Like where? What? It's just a roll of a dice.
is it? A grandparent?
Yeah,
thing?
they just
I'm
fed him
6'2".
milk.
I'll take that, but
And meat.
it's got to be HGH. Yeah,
It can't
milk,
just be
It's
milk.
totally
meat, and
HGH.
a dabble of HGH.
No,
That's
we should
probably
look
why
up
it's
how
so
tall his
odd.
parents are.
His mom
They're
is
definitely
6'3".
taller than 5'4".
His
Yeah,
mom is
shit.
6'3". Oh, that
Yeah.
makes a lot more sense.
Oh.
Because that's 7'4" in women's.
How tall is his dad?
Um,
Did she
His
marry
dad-
shorter?
His dad's actually 8'9". Like, okay, well, he actually got short end of the stick. He should be 30 feet tall. He's actually short.
His dad, not. Oh,
I bet his parents are so ugly. Sorry,
he's not an attractive
Mr. and
guy.
Mrs. Edie. But
you will not believe this. This can't be true. His dad
5'4"?
is 5'8" and his mom's 6'3".
Oh, his dad's probably got a hammer.
She dipped into the kiddie pool?
Yeah, he is.
Fuck?
This is nuts.
That's weird.
It's crazy how genetics work out.
Okay, all right. Well, you're swallowing being 7'4". Are there any other 7'4" guys, or is it just college basketball, NBA?
Oh, no.
Not many
others.
7'4" actors out there. 7'4" comedians.
Can't fit him on the screen.
How tall's Boban?
Shit, the mountain. He might
7'3".
be 7'4".
Boban, 7'4". There you go,
regular
actor
game.
and NBA player.
Yeah, John Wick 3. All right, good one. Let's go Cerrone.
Oh,
what are you
he
swallowing?
was. I am swallowing. Oh yeah, all right. I'm swallowing. Listen,
He always surprises himself. He looks down at his piece of paper. He's like, "Oh yeah, fuck."
Got my notes. Well, 'cause I swapped these out. Listen, this only comes around once a year. There's a select maybe 3 or 4 weeks you can really dip into this, and when it's here, I take advantage of it. I'm swallowing the Shamrock Shake from McDonald's.
Oh.
Every single year, I forget about it. It kind of drifts off into the back burner. And then, I'm driving on the highway, I'm driving on the road. I see a fucking big-ass neon green McDonald's sign, and I've been splurging. I think I've had 3 in the past 2 days. Dude, and they have this new Oreo mint Shamrock Shake.
Ooh.
Oh, my God. Listen, gentlemen and ladies listening, do yourself a favor. Next time you're on a cheat day or you're splurging or you're driving by a McDonald's, just grab a little 4-piece nugget, a small fry, and a Shamrock Shake. It's an excuse it's only here for 3 weeks. Get it while you can. I'm swallowing Shamrock Shake. It gets slept on a lot. But god damn does that thing smack. I'm telling you. Have you guys ever had one?
Of course.
Yes,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But in the recent future, have you had one yet this year?
Probably not
yet this
5 years.
You're going to drive by a McDonald's, and you're going to get one tomorrow, and it's just the perfect... God, that thing slaps, bro. They do that shit right.
Do you have any McDonald's that are just, on the way to, home for you?
Oh, dude,
are you just driving by McDonald's
only
left and
30
right?
of them. Yeah, LA is not like Iowa. Or, I don't know if... Yeah, it's... I could throw a baseball and hit 3 of them from the outside this fucking Airbnb. So yeah, there's one right down the road, and last night I didn't feel like cooking. I was like, I haven't had fucking McDicks in a while. I pulled up, grab a fucking 2 double doubles, no pickles, add mac sauce, large fry, and an Oreo Shamrock Shake, and I slept like shit. And goddamn, do I feel awful today?
From a 4-piece
but
nugget.
Listen,
two
I went up to it a
double
little bit.
doubles.
Yeah, I went up to it a little bit, but I run every day. I lift every day. I deserve a little cheat. So
Every day?
get yourself a sham. Yeah, I run every day. I lift every day. Running for me is
for
like
you, man.
yeah. I always get
No days off.
like accident. No, I'm not.
He took
half-assed this
several
year.
days off when we were together. Several days off.
Because that was because I didn't take a day off from partying. I subbed in every goddamn
it's not like
morning.
he was taking in a lot of calories. Like, we didn't eat much while we were together. We were
The
eating
only thing I ate
Adderall.
for 4 days was Adderall. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I'll run. I've always ran. I run to like I enjoy. It's not like I'm like disciplined. Like I just enjoy. It just like calms me. Like after this, I'll go for a run and just fucking.
After this?
It's like yeah. I run at night. It's amazing. It's just
You got a lot of lights around you?
meditation. No,
Because it can be hard to
I'm
see out there. Dark.
hard to see. What am
In
I?
the
89
dark?
years old. There's
Dude,
street
you never
lights
run in
cars.
Oh,
and
that's what I
fucking-
asked.
Yeah, I don't live in Arkansas.
I live in Denver, and there's
Shout out
some
to
areas
Arkansas.
where you never know because I'm sure the streets in LA aren't that much better. I'm sure there's shit too where you never know if you're running into like a little hole or what's going on.
I like to say.
But I'm a big
and
runner too, so I love it. I love you.
Yeah, I'll
bring that
go
up.
out and I run a lot. I do fucking ever since the Marines. I
A
just do
lot.
it. It's just natural. But yeah,
Probably
I got a
run,
couple
like, 2
marathons under my
miles.
belt. That's a little fun
Call it
fact.
quits.
Boom, there you
A
go.
little fun fact.
Okay.
That's 3
Maybe
out
more
of
than
4
two.
people on this pod had ran a marathon. Where are you at, Viv?
I'm not
done
even
Ross
going to come
next.
close to one.
Ross
Absolutely
next up.
never. My dad used to run them all the time. Fun fact, it was the New
marathon
York
we
City
ran, we
Marathon.
said, what up?
Yeah, New York City Marathon. I was in like 3rd or 4th grade, and he's running.
That's awesome.
And he's like really proud, like running in front of like his kids and stuff like that. And I shit you not, he like stopped for a second to like tie his shoe or something like that, like right in front of us. And a pregnant lady passed him, and he just got roasted.
Bro, I remember
2 shithead kids, me and Petey, like 8 and 6 years old.
Yeah, dude, I remember my first one, I lined up and I thought it was going to be a bunch of like, just
Studs.
like, athletes, bro. And I was lining up with these older ladies, like these guys that are like 30, 40. And I was like, oh man, I'm cooking, but they will torch you, bro. Because they've just been running their whole life. Like I was getting torched by people that look like my mom and my dad, like just torching me. So yeah, they'll bring it because they got nothing else to fucking do except run and do that shit.
Defense, they do say that the older you get, mid-30s, that's kind of peak marathon age. Definitely not for competition, but for regular Joes like us, yeah, they say you start peaking young 30s.
Let's go.
27, 28 is a good range competitively, though.
I can't run without a basketball in my hand. I don't like to run unless I have a ball in my hand. It's just
Dude, with a ball.
You could make
You'd be on CNN.
News. Yeah.
That would be huge.
There's a guy that smokes a pack of cigarettes. He gets on the news.
What? There's a dude that
he just
smokes
smokes
a
a
pack?
cig. Well, they
that guy
banned
beats
him.
his
He
wife.
can't do it anymore. They're like, we don't like you smoking cigs and doing it. He's in China.
What? That's just un-American.
It is un-American.
American.
Well,
I saw this-
that actually sounds like the most American thing I've ever heard of.
He's pretty
Well,
bad.
no, it's
and
un-
he
it's
drinks
un-American
a
to
Shamrock
ban him.
shake too. He just has a Shamrock shake in one hand and a cigarette in the other, and he just gets refills from his boys.
I saw this quote today. It was like America was built on guys who smoked cigarettes, drove without seatbelts, and ate bacon for breakfast. So
Fuck
if
yeah.
you missed your little morning routine, cold plunge, don't worry, sweetie. You're going to be okay. You're going to make it. The body's built for way more on way less. God bless America.
Push yourself to the limits,
Yeah,
boys.
there you go. We're swallowing Shamrock shakes.
Yep, swallowing Shamrock shakes. All right, Berg.
Wow, where the hell do we go there?
Where are you swallowing,
Well,
Bergie?
I gotta go like my namesake here. I talked about it, a little touched on it before the pod, and I gotta go with I'm swallowing Jared McCain's basketball skills and also the duality to also be an Instagram TikTok star. He's out there putting up 24, 35 points a game. His last 4 games, 35, 17, 23, 21, 20.
He's a freshman guard for Duke.
I named his last 4 best games. Just a kind of random guy, honestly, in the landscape of
random.
Duke.
Like
In the
top
landscape
15
of Duke,
recruit.
he's not a starting 5 guy though. He's a freshman, just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, I've had my sights set on him for the last 2 years,
You're right.
and I hated his Instagram and his TikTok. But you're right, I like the duality idea because,
That's how you do it these days, though.
but like that's like
It'll get
it
him
usually
back.
annoys me, but I'm actually starting to get more comfortable with it. Jalen
If
Williams
he's
for the
performing-
Thunder is TikToking all the time, but yeah, if you're like the Shea Gilgeous-Alexander Instagram captions,
Yeah.
that stuff doesn't bother me anymore. It slides off my back as long as you're hooping. It's all
Yeah,
good in my
it's a big
book.
fact.
Dude,
Factor.
it's just the new day and age, and it's hilarious to watch a Duke game where he puts up 20 points, and then you're scrolling through the Instagram, something pops up on your feed, and
he's like-
all of a sudden Jared
Just
McCain's
doing
in
the
your face
renegade.
going, I'm 2 days into college, and just doing his little, you think you're on the wrong account. You're like, no
Yeah.
way, is this the same guy? And you just go to the comments, and all of them are just straight homophobic, like, this man gay. It's just funny internet stuff, Like, we stand with you, Jared McCain. Keep balling, keep hooping, keep posting videos, too.
He's like the most
Friend of the
light-skinned
pod.
dude alive. Super
Yeah.
white skin.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's
Almost-
not. His name's Jared, and he's not white.
Yep, he's a light-skinned kid.
He's light-skinned.
Yeah,
There's a bunch
but
of
Good for
like
him.
Jared's, Vanderbilt, Sullivan.
Vanderbilt's
there's-
dark skin for sure. But
I don't know.
Jared Bayless, that's a good one.
you go.
He spelled Jared different. I pulled that out the back pocket, dog.
Sullivan. I was thinking Solinger. Solinger. from
Solinger?
Ohio
Yeah,
State.
yeah. I
that's-
love Jared Solinger.
That's Jarrid.
He was a Shamrock
Yeah,
shake in human form. All right, Turner, what are you spitting?
Okay, I'm spitting the opposite of Reesberg. I'm spitting athletes on Instagram.
Oh.
I'm spitting.
Oh,
Wow.
Say's yours?
Hey,
No, this is what I literally have this written down. I'm spitting specifically Justin Fields unfollowing the Bears on Instagram.
Oh, I saw that.
I hate this
Bye-bye.
trend in general where it's like all of a sudden LeBron doesn't follow Austin Reeves anymore on
checking
Instagram.
that
Like
on
if
the
he
daily?
did unfollow him, I would be like, maybe where there's some smoke, there's some fire. But it is just like, what are we doing here? And I don't even think this necessarily means that Justin Fields is even more likely to leave the Bears. Maybe a little bit. I guess Vegas odds moved, but he also said, I have an announcement to make tomorrow about why this isn't that big of a deal. I'm just keeping my options open or something. It's just, I hate the unnecessary drama.
Yes. Okay. So
Yeah, but why would
I
you
agree with the smoke and
unfollow?
fire thing. It's just like that is an active decision. Like I unfollow people. I'm like, you know what? I'm never gonna see this person again in my life. I knew them my sophomore year of high school. What are the odds that I really give a fuck about what's going on with them? Like if they show up on my timeline, it's gonna bring any joy to my life. This is a guy who plays for the organization, has for the last 4 years, and it's complicated because he is, given so much to them and they're not. I don't know what's going on internally. I don't know
Hasn't
what
given
he's
that much.
reading.
And then,
I
he
think he
followed
has.
He
Like,
followed all the Falcons players too. You see that?
Oh, did
It's
he
just
follow
such a weird-
Bijan and all those guys?
It's just such a weird way of going about things these days, where it's
Just
just
very passive.
shadow, like
Yeah.
so passive. Yes, it's like, can we just be a little bit more upfront about what's going on here? Like, hey, the
who's
Bears
checking
currently haven't
that?
the Bears haven't committed to me yet, and that's pissing me off. So it's going to give me a little bit more leverage with the fans or something. It's bullshit. I don't know.
I'm
who's
curious to
checking
what
that.
he
Somebody has
says
some-
tomorrow.
somebody
Like,
I bet somebody has some kind of app.
Yeah. Who unfollowed who?
yeah, but that because he probably did. Yeah, that is a weird. I don't know. If you're him, you got to understand before you do that it's going to be talked about.
So, all right, let me
think
ask
you
you
have
this
to-
actually.
and-
Like, Turner, let's say that Mahomes unfollows the Chiefs tomorrow. Are you going to be nervous at all?
Yeah.
I would think it's weird. Yeah, I'm not saying that there's not validity of like thinking there's maybe something behind it. I just think the whole idea and act of like following, unfollow, I don't know. It's so petty and
Yeah.
immature. So we see it so many times
The
where then
world we
it's
live in now.
the other way around too, where they unfollow them and then they sign a contract deal like 2 days later.
Right. I don't know, man. It is what it is. He's a 23, 24-year-old
Yeah, I remember.
kid. If he has his feelings hurt in the moment, like, it is what it is. But I agree with you. It's definitely passive. It's definitely like, all right, what would they have done in the 90s? They would have gone into the general manager's office and been like, pour me a whiskey and let's talk this out. Like, let's figure it out like men. Am I staying here or you're going to draft Caleb Williams? Let me know what I need to prepare for. Like, do I need to start studying other playbooks? What the deal is? Because I take my job seriously. We're coming up to March. OTAs are starting in a couple months. I want to be the best quarterback possible. But instead, he's like,
Yeah, he's gone.
I'm going to train with my trainer in Atlanta. I'm going to follow Kyle Pitts. And then I'm going to click a button on Instagram and hopefully get my way. And at the same time, I am rooting for him wherever he goes. That will instantly be my second favorite team. If he goes to the Steelers, I'll be a
Second favorite?
100%. I love him. I love Justin Fields. I would have liked him even if he had gotten drafted by the Niners with the third pick. That would have been my guy. I've always liked him at Ohio State. I like his play style. I just don't think it worked out with the Bears. And I'm ready for Caleb Williams.
When you saw that unfollow, did you just immediately go, okay, it's Caleb Williams time?
Not necessarily. I would just say he's moving on. And it's like unfollowing an ex-girlfriend. Like, you got to get it out of your system. You
They're
got to
still
wash that
dating.
out. Right
Yeah,
now,
that-
but he knows that things are ending.
They're still dating.
He knows that his girlfriend is looking at a hotter guy. Like, and he's like, I'm going to send her a passive little message. I'm not excusing his behavior at all. I think it's a good spit because, yeah, it is annoying. Just like the LeBron tweets, like those, like I love LeBron more than anybody, but it's frustrating when he just puts out like a cryptic emoji. It's like, okay, what are we accomplishing
Clock,
here, man?
clock emoji.
Yeah, the fucking whatever. All right.
I just
let's go
thought it was funny of being the opposite of Reese Bruce too.
It is pretty good. Yeah, that was good timing.
love
for
How'd that
sure.
work out like that?
Good controversy.
Cerrone, what are you going to spit?
I am spinning. Oh, okay. So, all right. Growing up, or not growing up, that just sounds dumb because I'm still a kid. But dude, in middle school and in high school, in the first couple of years of college,
you're a man.
He's coming up on. He's just said he's coming up on prime marathon running.
Have you? No, I'm a kid. I'm a child.
Okay,
dude. I used to get all my news, all my pop culture, all my fight videos, bro. World Star used to be like the number one spot for everything. Like everything that ever happened, like you saw first on World Star, dude. World Star, I'm spitting World Star. World Star sucks now.
It's ass.
Like, so all I see is these ads for OnlyFans girls, for Ice Spice, for these pointless bullshit, like, little ads, like, these awful. Like, you want to know if you're a good rapper or not? Well, if you buy a World Star ad, you're not. Like, it's dude, I unfollowed him today. It was at the point where it's like, this has no use to me anymore. I used to get everything from World Star. World Star was the shit. If you made it on World Star, like, your whole fucking life changed. You couldn't buy these sponsored ads. You couldn't do this. You couldn't do that. It was like, the World Star was like the magic touch. Like, whatever, it was like the fucking golden finger. Whatever World Star touched just turned to gold. And now it sucks, bro. There's nothing on it except just awful shit. So I'm spitting World Star, man. Get it together. Like, just such a good brand that you just is shit now. Is absolute dog shit. Like, there's way better accounts to get news and pop culture and, you know, the fucking music and sports.
Reesberg is a huge advocate for
now,
@rap, RAP. That's his favorite one.
Yeah,
I follow the Shade Report.
I don't want to say
his
I'm
entertaining.
Advocate,
Room, rap,
the numbers don't
generation
lie.
music.
Yep.
So
World Star, I like how you refer to it.
Got
You
beat.
refer to it as it used to be a great brand. You're like, it's like Nike falling off
did.
Apple. At the end of the day, it was
It
World Star hip hop, and it was just like ratchet
it was
shit
like-
all the time.
But whatever World Star touched, like, turned to gold, bro. Like,
Right.
whether you were like made a funny video or made like a, I remember fucking, you know, like, that was like everybody. Like, if you just got on World Star, you immediately got like 100,000 followers. People
Yep.
got interviews. You
You could download
everybody started talking
mixtapes
about
on
you.
there. Yep.
It was insane. It
Yeah,
was like, and
big.com.
that's where everything started. Was from
It was
World
like
Star,
it was
and
like Ellen for black people. and
that's
white
honestly,
teenagers.
that's pretty spot on. I was all about
Do you
it,
think
and
it was
like
more
it
for
had
black
just
people or
slowly
white
declined.
It was definitely
White
more for
folk.
black people, Berg.
I
Like,
mean,
are you
dude,
kidding me?
name-
Like,
Dude,
Everybody
everybody I
follows
knew
World
was
Star.
talking about it. Yeah, everybody followed World Star. That seems like a brand. We'll consider them a brand now. Their stocks got tanked so far. I don't know if they can ever
Tanked,
come
bro.
back.
I
yeah,
don't think
the
there's a
fight
comeback
started like in like sophomore year of high school. Everybody was like, "World Star, World Star," and
Yeah, it
if
was
you
awesome.
get somebody chanting your
the
name, that's honestly
Childish
genius
Gambino
branding.
song.
Yep, good
Yeah,
call.
there was crazy fights, and it just everything that like that was like that's like what everything went through. It was like the rite of passage. It was World Star, and now it's just ads. It's just dumb videos. It's just like sponsored shit, and it just sucks now.
I mean, if
But
you
I
believe
How
finally
do you
it, though,
still follow them? I think that's the only question. You got to unfollow them.
You got to
They
cut
got-
that
as of
time.
today,
You got to Justin
48
Fields
million.
him or Justin Fields him.
48
I
million
know.
followers on Instagram.
Damn.
Start
Jesus.
the wave, dude.
48 mil.
Bring him over to the pop-off pod.
Yeah,
I might
there's one less
give
today,
him
I'll
a
tell you that.
follow. There's 40 million people wasting their time watching these videos. I'll be one of them.
You
It's
already
not
got rap,
good.
dude. You
It
can't
is.
cheat
It's just
on rap
OnlyFans.
with World
How
Star.
much OnlyFans content is it though?
That
Bro,
doesn't sound that
that's
bad.
all
Why are you
it is.
complaining about just more OnlyFans? Like they're definitely just like
It's not
DMing them
skinny-
for
It's not
promo.
skinny white girls. It's like
Yeah,
just,
you're right.
It's just
They have tits.
you
They're
know,
not loose leaf paper. That's where you run
Oh
into the
no,
issue.
dude! Some
Yeah,
of these videos are
it's-
not what you want to see.
no. It's not. That's what I'm saying. It's falling off. Like it's just so bad. It's just like, and I was not unfollowing them for a while because it's like, man, like something's gonna happen. I'm not gonna know about it. But now it's like they're not posting shit, dude. They're irrelevant. They are irrelevant now. I'll say
I
that.
feel like there's 4 guys here. There's 4 of us. World Star, we were talking about it. There used to be a fight. You used to be on World Star. One of us had to have like seen a video on World Star where we were either there or directly correlated. We knew those
Yeah.
people.
Uh-huh.
Have a story about that? Because I can't remember, but I feel like I'm missing. I feel like I'm missing it, but there has to be one of us with a close vicinity of a fight that got posted.
You know what the best things on
Ralphie
World
for
Star
sure.
are
It's
though?
almost like your friends
It's
being
just
on Barstool
videos
or
like
something.
this where this girl is like ultra thick and the caption is
Yeah, is that
would you sponsored? Would you rub her down? And it's like, yeah.
with the mud.
Yeah.
That's why I unfollowed it, bro. I saw that like 4 hours ago. And I was like, dude, this is like, and I opened it up like in public. I was like in line in a restaurant, and like I was like, man, this is dumb as fuck, man. Like, they don't deserve a follow anymore. Like, they're
that's
just,
actually
sold out.
amazing that you just said that, because you said that they posted that 4 hours ago. They posted it exactly 4 hours ago, according to my timeline, which is impressive. But it's also like they just ask the most basic questions. It's like so fucking stupid every time.
Yeah, because
these
gorgeous,
gorgeous,
it's paid for.
light purple or like lilac Air Max 97s, and it says, would you rock these? And it's like, yes, like I would wear those shoes. Like it's just so stupid. That's a good spit world star for sure. Berg, go ahead, what's your spit?
All right, so coming into this, I didn't have a spit, but after all this,
you
back
never
and
do.
forth,
You didn't last time either.
Dude,
you swallowed 2 things.
I was gonna swallow something else again,
he's a
but
nice
I
guy.
thought I can't be swallowing too much.
You've been
so I gotta
4
get
swallows in a row.
Say my gut.
You can never swallow too much. I'll say that.
That's what I'm saying.
The salivary glands have to go outward and inward. Let's get them going outward.
I mean, I'm all about the yin and yang. I'm gonna spit Top Dog Entertainment here, real quick, just because.
Wow.
Hey, I know it might sound controversial right off the rip. I know they got Kenny, they got SZA, they got Schoolboy, they got Luke Skywalker,
but your
Isaiah Rashad,
banger.
Lance Skywalker.
They got quite a few artists that we really like. I'm just spitting Top Dog. I'm spitting the guy who runs the label because I think it's the most. If we're looking at it right now, it's easily the most. If you look at all the labels, it's the most mismanaged hip hop label in history. The amount of talent they have, they should be running shit. It should be West Coast till we die. We shouldn't even be listening to East Coast rappers. We should just be listening to TDE. And they should have a way longer collective of artists. They should have Vince Staples in there. They should have Tyler in there. Tyler makes sense that he wouldn't be in there. But they should just have way more of a collective.
Is Top Dog
and they should know.
Yeah.
Or is...
No. Top Dog is...
It's Anthony Tiffin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What is Kendrick? What is that?
Kendrick is no longer
Kendrick's
with Top
TDE.
Dog.
Oh,
no, he's no longer
now
in
he's with
TDE,
JP Lang.
Which would go to your point though, Reesberg, about it being mismanaged because their number one artist is no longer with them. Yeah,
yep.
I just think they fumbled a bag with all their artists for the longest time. I mean, whether this is on SZA or whether this is on Top Dog, I'm gonna blame the music label. She didn't put out album forever, and I really think it's just because they don't know how to prioritize the talent they have. They don't know how to bring in extra talent. And how do you lose Kendrick Lamar? How do you just part ways with that? I get he's all the way up here and doesn't need you, but you should be such a collective, wholesome, cultural organization where he has no choice but to stay with you because it only brings his brand up more. So I'm spitting the management of all these artists. I'm waiting for a new Schoolboy Q album. I don't think we'll ever get a new Kendrick Lamar album. SZA.
I love Schoolboy.
Isaiah Rashad. All the above.
Schoolboy's rolling out right now.
He had a little single that was a heater.
Devil's Advocate, Berg, all the albums they put out are timeless, though.
Yep.
I'd almost rather have like a collection of timeless albums than be oversaturated with music that I start to fall out of love with like an artist. Like I still listen to a bunch of Isaiah Rashad. I still listen to a bunch of SZA, even though there's only 2 albums that came out in the last 6 years for each of them.
You're completely right. Just counterpoint again. They also, I think they are, when they do put out albums, they are amazing. I mean, we listen to them all the time. We talk about them for a reason, but I don't think it's just about when you're going to release albums. I think that schedule is just a small part, just a little microcosm of just the fucked upness going on there. I think it's just how he has a relationship with all his artists. And it just, again, I think they have amazing talent. I don't think they need to oversaturate their roster, but I just think they missed out on a lot of opportunities and not a big top dog guy.
In terms of spitting actually Top Dog himself, not Top Dog Entertainment, it does feel like Top Dog kind of runs the label like he's the head pimp.
Suge Knight.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I wanted to speak to Berg's point. Like, you can't get Vince Staples because what they've done is they've taken artists that early in their career and then kind of cultivated them and gotten the most out of them. But who's the most recent artist that they've gotten?
Like that's what good labels should do.
But good labels should continue to get these artists. Like there have been plenty of great artists who have come up that they just haven't gotten a hold of, which is what they haven't brought anybody into this TD circle that's blown up.
Yeah.
Like
It's
I think
so
that they
hard.
probably attempt. I know it's hard, but like there's artists all over TikTok. If anything, it's more available to. It's probably easier
Those
to get
TikTok
them now more
artists
than ever.
just go to like the biggest labels, the massive labels, like.
But you know, an artist would like if
Rockefeller,
Kendrick was still a
Universal.
TD, they'd be like, I want a Kendrick feature. Like if it's a if it's a Black Sam or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
Kendrick's gonna go be like, this guy's putting up major hits on TikTok. Let me go serve him up a feature.
Well, I don't think it's that. Like, it doesn't have to be TikTok exclusively because, my association with TikTok is mainly, like, earworm songs. But the artists that are more, like, TDE is based on lyrics, like, for the most part. Like, they have a little bit deeper, like, more poetic kind of rapping style. If you have Ab-Soul, J-Rock, guys like that, like, those guys aren't just putting out radio hits. Like, they're actually rappers, like, from the West Coast. But, like, a guy like Larry June, he's been around for a long time. Like, that could have been a guy that they could have cultivated a while ago. And maybe it's a good thing they didn't because he's constantly putting out music. But now there's other rap groups like Griselda or, other, like, these other branches that are taking kind of their spot.
I would agree, but I would just say, like, it's hard to... Dreamville hasn't really gotten anyone new in the last, like, 6 years. It's just so hard.
I think...
The only way you get a Kendrick feature is if you're his cousin.
Facts.
Damn straight. Duckworth?
But they could have had Baby Keem. That's a perfect example. He could have been TDE.
Oh, Baby Keem.
If they would have brought in Baby Keem, like, you're not just gonna be a producer, you're gonna be a rapper for us. Does Kendrick stay or does he go over and form JP Lang? And then the other thing I wanted to say was on the devil's advocate part, it is a lot of as the manager of a pop-off podcast network, if I lost Reesberg, I would be devastated. So maybe him losing Kendrick is really eating away at him. Like, he doesn't know what to do with himself. Like, if I lose Berg, I'm going to be like, it's hard to manage this talent. I want to get the guys in front of the mics and put them out there in the world.
Gotta give him a deal he can't refuse.
I got to put rent money out every week. Like, I got to be on it. And it can be hard. It can be taxing. But what? You got to do it. You got to feed the streets. And that's where he's lacking. I agree. He's not feeding the streets enough. But what Turner said, every time he feeds the streets, it's a classic.
Yeah. And nobody's debating that. Yeah, I think I went a little too hard on the, they could get better artists. They could put more music out. I think the biggest problem is Top Dog's management over all the other artists. They are such big stars and such big personalities where they have their own agendas and they're not afraid to speak to their fans and say, new album coming soon. I'm in line next. But then Top Dog, Anthony, will just come right out and say, like, no, Kendrick doesn't have an album coming out, confuse his fans. What happens a week later? Damn comes out. And so it's just a back and forth between his artists about when music is releasing at certain times so fans get excited, and then Top Dog will cut it. He pushed SZA's album ahead of Kendrick's album recently, forced her to put some music out, and then backtrack Kenny. And so it's just a little weird mismanagement of, why is it so hard when you're going to release something?
Yeah, it's never an easy... I don't know that world too well, but, it's never easy with that shit. They're always getting mad at each other and getting pissed off and backlash. I don't really understand that world. It's just you're on the same team,
I think you just got to keep it closer to the team and then, find out who the mole is, quit the leaks, and then if all this information isn't coming out, fans aren't as upset. Because there's no expectations.
A little off track, but the whole Kanye rollout, there's some good songs on that album. I actually like it. But
Same.
It's so funny how he just he'll put it out with Apple Music. He's definitely doing things that he probably knows he didn't get cleared or signed approval for, and then he'll beef with Apple Music
100%.
after the fact.
It doesn't give a fuck.
It's so funny.
It's him versus the world.
It really is.
Yeah, he almost would rather. It would almost be weird for him if he did something correctly. Yeah,
it's that old saying, I would rather beg for forgiveness than ask for permission. That's the definition of Kanye. He's going to do what he wants.
Yeah,
more than that,
he's on his own schedule.
He doesn't ask for forgiveness. He goes, there's a conspiracy, guys. Let me tell you this.
Right.
Yeah. I'm just blaming some people.
Oh, God. Yeah, decent project. We can talk about that at a future date. We'll have we might have an announcement coming up in the next couple of weeks for March, which will be exciting. All right, I'm spitting the movie release calendar for 2024. Boys, we're fucked. We've been very blessed, very fortunate the last couple of years. And, we have Dune to look forward to next week, which is really exciting. I couldn't be more fired up for that movie, hearing great things about it. But it's been pretty much confirmed that Tarantino's The Movie Critic will not be coming out this year. And
I was going to say that.
PTA probably not coming out this year, but the one that really shook me, I had a feeling that those two movies weren't going to come out until 2025 at the earliest. Bong Joon-ho, the director of Parasite, one of my, 50 to 100 favorite movies ever. I absolutely adore it. It's in my list somewhere. I just can't remember exactly where it's at, but I love Parasite. It won the 2019 Best Picture and a bunch of other awards, screenplay, director. It could have won an actor award, honestly, but it was just such a stacked year. His follow-up to that movie is called Mickey 17. It is starring Robert Pattinson, and nobody really knows what it's about other than it is a science fiction thriller. And if you know me, that's my brand. That's my shit right there. The one thing I love more than a romantic drama or a period piece is a weird-ass thriller directed by a genius starring one of my favorite current actors. Is it in English? It is in English.
He's back.
And
is it not coming out this year?
Snowpiercer's a sci-fi movie.
Does that mean you're a big Alien fan?
Love Alien. So it was originally slated for this summer, I believe, it's a weird movie to release in the summer. Like, you think it's going to be an Oscar contender. You usually drop it later in the calendar year. It's been pushed back to January of 2025. So literally almost a calendar year until I get to see this movie. And there's been one teaser, and it shows you absolutely nothing other than Robert Pattinson maybe in a spaceship getting a CAT scan or an MRI. And that's really about it. And just that one glimpse of that, I'm like, this is it. I am seeing this. If I can't see it opening night, I'm going to throw a fucking fit.
Ralph, do you think you can start with your movie reviews on Instagram, start asking for the 5-day early screeners?
I don't know. I think it has to get to a certain level where I can. I would love to. You know me. I love SAG. I've been fortunate enough where, I'd have to be in SAG or something like that. But I would be fortunate where some of the theaters around here will show stuff pretty early. Don't Look Up, the Adam McKay film that came out a couple of years ago that Netflix released. It released on Netflix in December, and I got to see it early November, something like that. So I saw it 6 weeks ahead, which was fun and exciting. But at the same time, you know me, I love to talk to my friends about movies. So I think that would be hard for me if I couldn't share that experience with somebody. It's really hard for me to keep something to myself. I'm not good at keeping secrets. I like to spill the beans on movies. Well, not amongst my friends, but
Ralph, I think you can just apply for SAG. But let's say they did accept you and they go back on strike. Are you flying out there to be on the picket lines?
You're gonna picket?
Did you picket at all, Cerrone?
Dude, my agent was she was
get out there and network.
No, she was like, I'll give you a $50 credit for headshots if you go and picket. I was like, man, if you think you guys haven't even fed me. Why the fuck am I gonna fight for fucking?
Am I gonna picket for a commercial?
Yeah, I was like, man, and the thing is, if you pick it, it's not really they're gonna make the deal no matter what. If I'm out there yelling, asking people to honk their horns, come on, now. What are we, children? Just fucking get the deal done. Just fucking sign me up for something, and I'll make you happy that way. I'll get you paid. I'm not gonna pick it.
No, but I'm curious, if this kind of stuff bothers you guys, because I know you all love movies. But is this just an I'm anal OCD about I'm nervous about the calendar?
With Glenn
Twister,
Powell.
I'll say Twister. I'm excited
movie.
For that, but
and the Jake Gyllenhaal movie with
the Super Bowl trailers.
Post Malone.
No, that's the remake of Roadhouse.
Movie. Yeah, but that's my type of movie.
I love any Jake Gyllenhaal movie. You seen Prisoner?
Oh.
We might have watched it this past weekend. We might have rewatched Prisoners with Kurt.
We watched Zodiac. Those are right down those Jake Gyllenhaal, Miles Teller, Shia LaBeouf. I'm right in that little not an Oppenheimer level movie, but those better than average. Though that's right down my alley.
This guy's favorite war movie is Fury.
Yep, loves Fury.
So what I'm hearing is we have a good 2025.
Hey, and if you like Fury, Cerrone, the guy that directed that just directed a movie called The Beekeeper, which has made $150 million at the box office, starring Jason Statham.
But is that...
That just looks like a Guy Pearce movie.
I've already seen that movie.
I know, but it is getting pretty good. It's getting pretty decent reviews for an action movie. I know we've already seen the Statham movie.
Is that director's name?
Yeah. No, it's not Guy Pearce. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
I'll see Dune 2 right when it comes out. That'll satisfy me, and then.
Are you thinking of Guy Ritchie?
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be.
I'm thinking of Guy Ritchie. Yeah,
Guy Ritchie,
good call
yeah.
out.
Okay.
Sorry.
The Gentleman. He did like Snatch and Long Stock and Smoking Barrels, stuff like that.
And he did Wrath of Man, which I just said I liked, and we saw it in theaters. That's just classic Statham movie.
That is a Statham. All right. Well, on that note, I think we should take a quick break and then we'll go into popcorn picks. All right, we're back, and now we're going into popcorn picks. If you haven't listened before, this is where we select a piece of culture, a sport, whatever it is, something that you can dig into your popcorn bag and munch on while you're watching it, listening to it, whatever it might be. Let's go with Berg. He's got a smile on his face. It looks like he's looking down at his notes, kind of excited about what his popcorn pick might be. I'm excited to hear what you got, Bergie.
I was actually just looking how good the boys did today on DraftKings, but
the
very
boys as in
excited to
you?
announce my pick. Yeah, well,
boys
me and my team that I have working for me on DraftKings, always giving me the edge. But all right, my popcorn pick. If you're making me go first, this is what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a little animated series that had an incredible voiceover by Matt Damon. Pretty sure it's a Disney Pixar production, and it's full of horses. It's called The Stallion. Is that what it's called?
What
what I'm talking about?
is that?
It's your pick.
You guys
I've
know what
never
I'm talking
heard
about?
of
I've never.
You guys have never seen this?
Are you making this up?
Well, okay. Wait one
Were
second.
you the worst person to
No,
pick first?
no. I was the worst person to pick first. It's called Spirit, the Stallion in the Sky.
What the fuck is this?
So you
Is it
guys
a
have seen
movie?
Spirit,
Did you
right?
watch it?
I
It's like
have
Spirited
watched
Away?
it in the past, and the first time I watched it was with my little brother when he was 3 or 4. He was just glued into this movie. I'm like, I'll spend some time with him. What's going on here? We're watching a movie together, and it's just this horse just running around. He's a little Mustang. You can't break him. He can't be broke. That's what everyone's saying. Spoiler alert. They try to break him.
This is definitely not Pixar. Let me tell you that much. It's actually
said
called
Disney.
Spirit semicolon
Stallion
of the
Wow, that looks
Cimarron.
good.
It's from 2002.
Horse.
It looks like very like Lion King animation.
It's around the same
and
time.
Leader, hero, legend is the tagline. As a wild stallion travels across the frontiers of the Old West, he befriends a young human and finds true love with a mare.
And it's a young Native American human, too. They left that part out. The white guy's bad. Native Americans are good. But
Oh yeah.
I won't spoil it for you. There's some
4 stars on
complicated-
Letterboxd for Reesberg. He said, still a banger. Brian Adams is in his Marvin's room bag writing these songs. Spirit gets knocked down and gets back up more times than Rocky. Some Mustangs you just can't break.
There you
Like
go.
the
Review?
fuck out of that
Nice.
So Brian Adams, I left another
that.
review.
That.
I've left my longest
wrote that.
reviews. I've left my longest reviews for Spirit because I've done it twice. Once when I watched it with my 3-year-old brother, and now
There's
this
another
time
one?
we were talking. No, there's there's 2 reviews. Yeah, I've seen the movie twice. Once really all the way through. The other time I just stepped out.
Oh, okay, wait. I've got another one.
I gotta start leaving
do.
letterbox reviews, man.
So he's got
Oh,
another
I found
review.
these
I'm not sure if I'm going to read the whole
Every
thing,
movie.
but he said, I walked in on my brother watching this, and this is my Reesberg impression. So I missed the first, I don't even know how much of the beginning, but for a movie that was released in 2002 and its intended audience was children, I was kind of
that's pretty
hooked.
old.
This movie's about horses. Like, that's it. Horse named Spirit runs around the Wild West and learns a lot about himself. Real good lessons about life for the kiddos in this one. If someone described this plot to me, though, and I'd never seen it before, and they were telling it like they were actually excited about it, like all twinkle and sunshine in their eyes, I'd probably look at them like they were on crack and then tell them they like sucky movies. But that's me now. I liked the parts of this movie I saw. Maybe it's because I'm a fan of the Wild West era, IDK. Big
True.
Spirit fan. Couple of quick notes. This movie is total horse girl propaganda. You're dating a horse girl now, buddy. So this is funny that you said this in 2020. Matt fucking Damon does the
right.
narration. One of the more underrated DreamWorks movies out there. So we figured out the production company, Steven Spielberg's DreamWorks. I think a 4 stars a little high for this, but hey, fuck it. These are my ratings, and this movie was badass. Wow,
Did you
Berg.
spell
You
hey like?
that was
a fire
really,
review.
really good review. I'm glad I read that aloud. I was like, this looks long. I'm not sure if I should commit to it. I'm glad I read it in hindsight. Great pick.
Yeah, I don't think I've given more
Alright.
longer reviews about any movie than that right there. But
Once-
yeah, I don't know why that came
that's
to
good.
me.
That's real good. Once you're done showing your kid Spirited, show him my popcorn pick. The movie Seven came out in 1995.
I have the exact same popcorn pick, Turner. The exact same one. That's unbelievable. Oh my! I can show you the notes for evidence.
We can both talk a little bit
Let's
about it.
time.
You gotta drop another popcorn pick, though, Ralph. You gotta come up with another one here. Well, yeah, it came out, filmed 20 years ago. Yep. And you know what? In the movie, Morgan Freeman is retiring then. That's how old this guy's been around. Love Morgan Freeman. Then you get a young, loose Brad Pitt. They're both detectives searching down a murder based off the seven deadly sins. Just a phenomenal movie. Grimy. Well done. Good score. Perfect pacing. Just one of the all-time great movies. Great cast. Gwyneth Paltrow. I'm not even going to say who the serial killer is because it's kind of a fun cameo surprise if you haven't seen the movie before. So there you go. Seven. Ralph,
can you give us your best impression of what's in the box?
What's in the box? What's in
the box? No. He knows what's in the box.
So this movie is the hottest Brad Pitt has ever looked, other than Once Upon a Time in Hollywood as Cliff Booth.
And Troy, we talked about
young
this.
Brad Pitt. But Turner, you said this movie came out 20 years ago. Next year, it will be 30 years. This movie's been out for 29 years, which is insane.
Holy shit.
Now, this is Fincher's breakout movie after Alien 3. You guys know how I feel about him. He's one of my favorite filmmakers.
Movie after Alien 3. Massive
yeah,
movie.
I mean, Alien 3 is a crazy movie to direct for your first one. But, it's not a great... But this is this is actually what Fincher is, and this is what he could be. And now we're going to deal with this guy. Not deal with this guy, but we're going to have movies from him for the next 40 to 50 years, and we're so lucky to have him. I think it might be my favorite thriller. It's up there. I think it's so brilliant. There's
is it better than Zodiac? Would you rank it higher?
I have it above Zodiac in my Fincher rankings.
It's right in that alley.
Well, it's same guy. He made Zodiac, he made this, Gone Girl, Social Network, The Killer recently. I mean, we could go Fight Club, you name it. He's probably made some of the best movies ever. But I think the thing that really stands out about this movie is that they never announced the setting. It just could take place in any kind of metropolitan area.
I always just thought it was Baltimore.
I always thought it was New York. I've always assumed it was New York, but they never explicitly say we're in New York City. They never say NYPD or anything like that. It's just any city with tall buildings and dark alleys where it rains a lot. It could be Seattle for all I fucking know. It could be downtown Des Moines for all I fucking know.
It definitely felt like the East Coast. I will say that. It was very East Coast vibe.
For sure.
Where does anybody know? Where was it filmed?
I think New York.
That's a good question.
It's got to be known. I bet it was filmed in New York.
And we should say that this is streaming on HBO Max right now. So if you want to watch it, it's on there.
Oh, shit.
That makes sense.
Hey,
too.
that was in the 90s, though.
Yeah, I know that. So that shit came out before we were all fucking even born.
Yep.
That's actually my
parents' favorite movie.
This makes 100%. Sense, but
That's
he wanted
nuts.
to film it in Oakland, but was unable to for whatever reasons. But that kind of makes sense as a city,
Yeah.
We know the reasons.
That's crazy that we both had that. I'm actually shocked. That's really cool. That's why we're best friends. All right, all audible on the fly, and because Dune 2 is coming here pretty soon, let me do a Villeneuve. Let's do Sicario.
I love Sicario.
On Amazon Prime
Is there
right
another
now.
one coming?
So there's a Sicario 2, but it's not directed by Villeneuve, so I haven't actually seen it
good.
yet. But he is, I think, one of the... I've been trying to think of, we have this generation of filmmakers like Spielberg, Scorsese, De Palma, all of these guys who are aging, and we're probably not going to get a lot more Spielbergs left. And I'm trying to think of, who's the next guy that's going to kind of take that throne of, action blockbuster. Because Tarantino and PTA, they do their own thing, like the Scorsese level, where it's, dramas, comedies. There's really no genre that you can identify with those movies. They're just brilliant movies. I think Villeneuve and Jordan Peele are the closest things that we're going to get to Spielberg ever, because they make these very high-budget films, and they're able to communicate, these human things that PTA and Tarantino can do within them. And he's so great at working with a big cast. This cast is absolutely loaded. It's Emily Blunt, Benicio del Toro, Daniel Kaluuya is in it. Josh Brolin, John Bernthal has a crazy cameo in it. It's just it's a fucking banger. So the tagline for it is, an idealistic FBI agent is enlisted by a government task force to aid in the escalating war against drugs at the border area between the U.S. and Mexico. There's a lot of twists, a lot of backstabbing, and there's one scene.
This is Sicario, right? This is
yes.
what you're talking about?
There's one scene or sequence in particular where they have the night vision goggles on, and it might be the most thrilling action scene that I've seen in a long time. Like, I try to rewatch this movie once a year. I try to do that with a lot of Villeneuve's movies. I think he's amazing, and I can't wait for Dune 2. So he has a good relationship with Josh Brolin.
That guy, what was the movie, the crime thriller with Justin Timberlake that came out last year that was really good? Reptile. Was it Reptile?
Was that
yes,
good?
I have not seen this.
It was, bro.
It's on Netflix
you would
right
love
now.
that, dude. You would watch that. I know Justin Timberlake. You get that bad taste in your mouth.
No, I love
man,
Timberlake.
What is JT? Dude,
That's
that is right down. It's like Sicario, but like a more modern. There's like some politics in it and some crazy plot. Like, you would love Reptile.
I remember seeing this on Netflix, but yeah,
and
I'll check this out.
he's nasty, and he's like that perfect FBI, like DEA agent.
Yep.
You would actually, I don't know what that got on like Letterboxd and like
3.0. Anything above a 3, I will gladly watch.
Yeah,
Same.
no, that's actually it. You should watch that. It's a solid cast, a great movie. Like, right down your like crime thriller plot twist. I'm telling you, it's on Netflix. You should watch that. You'd fuck with
And
that
Justin
heavy.
Timberlake, he was fire in The Social Network. I thought he turned in a good
JT
role
throws down.
for In Time as well. That movie where they had the time on their wrist back in the day that came out, and it was slowly counting down.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good.
Liked him in No Strings Attached too.
Oh,
Yep.
forget about that one.
Was it Friends with Benefits or No Strings Attached? I always get them mixed
Friends
up. I
with
think it was
Benefits.
Friends with Benefits.
Yes.
No Strings Attached
No
is
Strings
Kutcher.
Attached.
It's
was
Ashton
Kutcher.
Kutcher.
Yep.
Yep.
Fun
So
fact, he
funny
saw
that
Hato's
they came out
dick.
right by
JT.
each other.
Fun
What?
fact is, Ashton Kutcher saw Hato's dick.
Why?
Yeah.
Have I not told you the story?
No.
You have to bring him on to tell it.
Yeah, we'll have to
Yeah.
bring him on to tell it.
Yeah, I'll
Right,
tell it
Yeah,
another
keep
time.
me in suspense like a thriller.
The suspense is good. Cerrone's waiting here. All right, Cerrone, what's your popcorn pick?
All right, so it's not a movie, it's not a TV show. In a world where, we talk about this a lot. I always have these big, I don't even know, I just talk about stuff before I say it. Athletes do podcasts horrible, right? You got Micah, I hate fucking Paul Pierce talking about bullshit. Micah Parsons is trash. The JJ Redick one is all right. There's one guy who I've been watching this the past couple weeks who does it right, and it's Pat Bev and Roan for that Barstool pod. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that, if you
I've
ever
seen the
watched
clips.
that. Dude, Pat Bev and him, Roan's like rapping, they're chopping it up, they're friendly, the chemistry's like perfect. If there's one guy who did that whole like transition into Pat Bev and Barstool is like a match made in heaven. Like, their podcast is hilarious, it's funny, it's entertaining. You also get bits of like insider information, like Pat Bev talking about Shy, talking about who's the white boy on OKC. Chet talking about all this insider and Josh Giddey insider NBA bits. But dude, every athlete who tries to do the podcast, like, it's usually trash. It usually sucks. It's usually awkward. It's usually forced. Pat Bev and this kid Roan from Barstool, they've been killing it, man. And you talk about a guy like Pat Bev who's always been a decent NBA player, but like just boosted. Like, that's what you got to do. Boosted his brand times like 10.
Yep.
Like, his face is everywhere. His name's everywhere. Just pure like revenue. Like, that guy's probably making. I mean, fuck, man. After that pod and exposure through Barstool, you could probably go out and get crazy brand. Like, that's just how you do it. And he's been killing it. And I like finally like kind of crumbled and like started tuning into that pod here and there. And dude, they kill it. They really do. The one athlete who does it right, I feel like, is Pat Bev. Just amplified his whole brand. So
he
if you
had
haven't
like
seen that, check it out.
A dirty reputation amongst like NBA players and fans, especially. Like Paul George was talking about it. He's the ideal guy, like the cliche, you hate to play against him, you love to play with him. That's Pat Bev.
You want him on your team. Yeah.
When you're a fan watching, like, you hate going against Pat Bev because he's just an irritant, an antagonist, a pest, right? But like he showed a different side of himself with this. Draymond's done a good job of this too. He was just on the Altcast the other night for the All-Star game. I watched him and Barkley and Taylor Rooks.
Oh, that was
so I could
actually
look
hilarious.
at Taylor Rooks instead of listening to fucking Reggie Miller and Kenny Smith, who are intolerable. I like Kenny Smith for the most part, but he was bad over All-Star weekend. But I'm curious, Berg, Turner, Cerrone, all of you, if you had to host a show on the Pop Off Podcast Network with one athlete, who would your one athlete be? And I'm going to challenge you to say somebody who isn't podcasting already, at least on like another level, like Travis Kelce or something like that.
Good question.
Like if you had to have one guy that you could chop it up with once a week on the show, you know, who's your dream guy?
Such a good.
That's a good question. I think Pat Bev comes across as self-aware more than I expected in his podcast. You got to find an athlete that's at least a little self-aware. To be
I know. Oh no, he's already on a. Or I was gonna say. I don't think he's on a pod, but I was gonna say Gronk. I mean,
that would be the dumbest podcast ever. You guys would be drunk by the end of every single episode.
There's the U of A ASU thing. It's a guy that likes to party. It's a guy that is. It's going to be a. I mean, all of us want some guy like joking around, shooting the shit, crack. Like we don't want an awkward like. I mean, Lamar would suck. Like you can't get anything out of him.
You did cross my mind. Yeah.
Yeah, that would suck though. What are you going to talk to Lamar about? You know, it's if I have Gronk on here, you could talk about anything and everything, whether it's alcohol and parties, whether it's fucking catching tutties from Brady, just anything. I would say Gronk. I'm trying to think of other sports.
I think the easy one would probably be, we just talked about him last night, but Blake Griffin. Like, he's a stand-up comedian. He has an interest in movies.
Yeah.
He's hilarious. Has a shit ton of crazy stories. Well-spoken. Was like a top 5 MVP finisher for a year. All-star. Also played role player, so he kind of knows every role. I'm surprised he doesn't have a pod. He might have one, but I'm not sure.
I think I got two names came to mind here. So off the Lamar Jackson, I had to jump to his ex-main man, his Big Trust.
Oh,
Mark Ingram.
Big Trust.
I had to go Mark Ingram. I thought we would both be too silly, but I think two silly people on a podcast, I think that makes for really good dynamic.
That's what you want.
Completely different background. Yeah, he'd be awesome.
And
so Mark Ingram would be up there.
He has CTE, and you already podcast with somebody once a week with CTE and Clark. So it's like it's not gonna be that big of a jump for you. Yeah.
Something wrong with that guy. Clark had a great weekend though, and we can't stop talking about it. Shout out Clark. And so my second person, in light of his recent media bender, doesn't know what to say this year, I think I'd go Rick Pitino. I think I'd pop him on the pod. I'm sure he has so many great stories to tell. And then he's just in he doesn't even know what the internet is era, and he's saying whatever he wants right now. And then the next day he's probably waking up like, what the hell's the internet? That shit stays on there? What the fuck? Because he's coming out here saying his team sucks. You know, in May he posted, these are my guys, my recruits. Like, these are my boys. Last Saturday he comes out and says, this ain't my fucking team. They don't work hard enough. Good group of guys. You know, they're good people, but they don't vertically move fast enough for me. And so I want a guy who's just changing his stances on things like that.
Very volatile.
Yeah,
that makes for a good conversation.
And he'd be a great guy.
Those picks. Patino's the man. He's so old too. He's like old enough where, you know, the stories just come out. You know, he's just got that ability.
I doubt I'd get a word in.
Maybe John Daly. That would be just wild to sit down with John Daly.
Would be great
once a week.
I mean, this is just like the pod wouldn't probably be like super popular, but like some people would listen to it. It'd be a chill vibe. Cody Bellinger. Let me sit down with Cody Bellinger week in, week out.
Yep.
Chop it up.
He's on pods with Mike Stud. He's good.
Dude, and he's just the man.
You're the man, dude. You're the man.
And then the other one, a flip side of that, like I don't think I would enjoy it as much, but we'd get a lot of views. Would just be sitting down with McGregor every week.
Oh shit!
That would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be insane. He would either love or hate us. He'd probably hate us, which
Dude,
would
the thing
be
with these
equally as entertaining.
I just see these celebrities kicking us off our own pods at one point. Like Patino's like, you're not the man. You're not man enough. Get out of here. He replaces me with his guy.
It's weird.
I think Ingram might stand the best chance with.
I know. I feel like
to
we're
Ronnie's
missing.
point though, like all these athlete pods has like the one random white dude that kind of does like the groundwork during the week and tries to be a little bit more relatable for the audience.
Yeah, it's nice to have that guy. I could be that guy for sure,
Julian
but I'm just
Edelman's
like,
got a pod with Sam Morrill.
You're that guy.
I might be too much point guard. Like I'm not sure if I would be able to take that backseat role. I'd be like, this is the Paul George show, my ass. Well, I said, I think Blake Griffin probably. I also think that like a heady center would be fun, like a Tyler Linderbaum, just to know what like it's like to exist in the Ravens locker room. Yeah, Whiteside would be hilarious. There's a lot of good guys
Heady
out
center,
there.
he's just like the dumbest guy I could think of.
I love Linderbaum, dude. He's the man.
No,
right, we got
Hassan Whiteside, whatever.
I think for the future, expanding this to
center and football
rappers would also be a great conversation. Save it for
we can do that.
Dude,
we can do that next week.
What's his fucking name? What's
the
his
Raptors head coach? Scotty Barnes.
Scotty Bonds. That was Arnold. My bad. I've been watching Arnold movies recently. I just rewatched Predator. Rips. All right, but yeah, no, we do need to wrap up.
Zaire Alexander.
Jair Alexander, not
Jair,
him.
give me. Dude, I would love. He's so much fun.
Those are going to be 20-minute episodes, and he's going to leave in a fury every single time.
But he's going to give you back and forth. He's going to have fun with it. I would still take Gronk as number. If I could sit down once a week with Gronk, I feel like that it would just have an absolute blast. Yeah, Jair, that's probably a dumb pick. I just
that's a
you're
really
trying to
good
find
one.
fun guys.
He's probably one of the most fun personalities to come out of the NFL, and right now he's probably the most beloved tight end. So I don't see how people don't flock to that.
Yeah, Gronk would be just a fucking blast. It'd be a blast.
All right, this is my third time trying to wrap the pod up. We all got our popcorn picks out. We all got our spits and swallows out. We'll be back next week. Berg, Turner, you guys are taking a vacation together this week. You guys excited?
Ooh, where are we going?
We'll be able to regroup on that.
The slopes.
Yeah,
pretty excited. The mountains called. You answered.
How's this skiing been for you, Berg? Have you been going back to skiing?
No, I haven't been back since. No, this is gonna be my second time.
Shit.
Yeah, it's
get a clip of that.
Snowboarding or skiing? You were snowboarding, right?
I was snowboarding, and I'm gonna snowboard again. Yeah.
You haven't been snowboarding since.
It'll be a lot better this time. It'll be a lot better.
Stick with it. I think it will too. My main point going in, my main point of emphasis is going to be to, at the beginning last time, I would go 20 feet, start hitting maybe 15 miles per hour and be like too fast, I'd bail. Just land on my ass, emergency exit that. But yeah, I think this time I tried. But it was at the beginning. I got better down the road. So I think this time I'm really just going to work on stopping without falling because otherwise you get way too tired out there. I was gassed after my first run.
You've been watching the YouTube videos to key in?
No, I think I'm going to do that all day tomorrow.
That's been me last day, just trying to lock in.
I think I'll get the hang of it, yeah. Going with confidence is key, and then the rest is muscle memory.
What mountain are you guys going to?
We're going to Vail.
Yeah.
Oh, Vail's nasty. That's a good mountain.
Yeah.
Hopefully lots of stories come out of it.
That'll be fun.
We'll have some good
I'm
stories.
jealous. I haven't boarded in a while.
All right, we're excited to hear about it. Make sure to listen to Box Out Boys if you haven't already this week. Berg and Clark did a great job. Berg with a new mic, so the audio quality is there, baby. Hopefully Rent Money will be coming back here soon enough. I miss hearing Cap's voice on pods, man. I love that guy to death, and he's just so good at it. But Mike and I will be back with Bordy and hopefully PD next Monday. We'll record Sunday night. We'll be back. I mean, good God, the guy's missed 2 in a row. Like, he's DNP. He's load managing, which is ridiculous. It's a fucking podcast.
Yeah, he's on the chopping block.
All you gotta do is sit and talk. Yeah. That's where
you guys
Connor
need a permanent
comes into the
sub for him at this point.
Literally. Like,
start getting Connor.
He's practically Kawhi. But yeah, thank you guys for listening.
God, but
we love you.
But when he's on.
Yeah, he's good. He's good when he's on.
Yeah, we need him on.
He's electric. He's waiters.
In the box.
Make sure to follow the YouTube. Make sure to share it with somebody, and we'll see you on the other side. Peace out.